Hello viewers and welcome to a brand new episode of Mechanic Brewery Season 6, where I talk about the various homebrew mechs created by the Lancer community. In today's episode, Kamehameha, from IPS-N, by Radical. Kamehameha I, his real name is a lot longer, also known as Kamehameha the Great, was the conqueror and first ruler of the Kingdom of Hawaii. Kamehameha was born to, and I will apologize to every name misspoken by the TDS here, Kekuiapoiwa II, the niece of Alapa'i Nui, the usurping ruler of Hawaii Island. Supposedly, when Kekuiapoiwa II was pregnant with Kamehameha, she had craving for eyeballs of shark, a sign that the child will be a killer of chief. Because of this, Alapa'i made plan to kill the child, but this was thwarted and Kamehameha was taken away, until Alapa'i reconciled and allowed him to be raised in the court. Fast forward a few years, Kalani'opu'u, the current king, was dead, while the kingship was inherited by his son, Kewalao. Kamehameha given a prominent religious position as guardian of the Hawaiian god of war, Kukailamoku, which, given the guy was prophesied to be a killer of chief, I would like to see the faces of various Hawaiian chiefs in that exact moment of realization, and then history happened. Keakuahu'ula, the half-brother of Kewalao, who was left with basically nothing by his late father plus king, was obviously a little pissed off. He cut down sacred coconut tree belonging to Kamehameha, a great insult, as well as some of his men in a fit of rage, and sacrificed them for Kewalao, and of course, Kamehameha has to answer back, and on the Battle of Mokuohai, Kewalao was killed, and Kamehameha set his sight on the rest of Hawaii. This will drag on for a few years even as Kamehameha refined his art of war until, a relief of a sword arrived in the form of American traders. In 1790, the Eleanor arrived and, after a series of incidents, killed 100 villagers with cannon fire and left. 6 weeks later, sister ship of Eleanor, the fair American, arrived, didn't know what just happened, and all but 5 of the crew was killed as revenge. On board the ship was one Isaac Davis, who, along with John Young, a captured bosun from the Eleanor, were forcefully requested by Kamehameha to teach his army the art of musket, cannon, and gunship, and in exchange, they will be treated as chief, given wives and riches in Hawaii, and in 5 years, the Kingdom of Hawaii was now a reality. Wait, what do you mean was? As a ruler, Kamehameha took steps to ensure Hawaii remained a unified realm after his death. He unified the legal system, and promoted trade with Europe and United States, giving the Kingdom of Hawaii diplomatic recognition across the globe. But like with many other places, the arrival of the Europeans and American traders brought diseases that caused the mass death of the native. The kingdom underwent a coup by American settlers with a system that only benefited them, and then it was dissolved following an annexation by the US in 1893, end of history. Named after the historic figure, Kamehameha is an artillery platform that outmaneuvers its foes and strikes them from unpredictable angles. Looking at its stats, Kamehameha is a size 1 boy with 1 armor, decent health, and low repair cap. Its evasion is excellent with high speed, fitting what it's designed for. It also has a decent save target of 11 and high sensor range, as well as an excellent E-defense, tech attack, heat cap, along with 6 base system points. Those seems like a consistently high stat line, and you would be correct to think that Kamehameha must have a drawback elsewhere. Looking at its traits, it has 3 of them. First, target anti-target system. If Kamehameha teleports during its turn before attacking, it may lock on as a free action. If it teleports after attacking, it may clear lock on itself. Only one of these options may be taken during a turn. Second, thermobaric blink drives. When Kamehameha takes heat, it charges up its blink drive, gaining X amount of blink charges equal to heat taken. During its standard move or boost, Kamehameha may consume any amount of blink charges to convert that many spaces into teleport. Any remaining amount are removed at the end of your turn. And third, unstable reactor. You already know what this does. In summary, take heat, move fast, and lock on. The fact that thermobaric blink drives can only be used with standard move and boost means that additional movement from things such as skirmisher will still be very useful, as it's only in those instances that you can move the extra length. As for its weapon mounts, it has 2, 1 flex and 1 heavy, still decent. As for its core power, Kamehameha can activate overcharged blink drives for overcharged blink drives, not a lot of words for me to use here. Upon activation as a protocol, for the rest of the scene, Kamehameha may consume blink charges to move as a free action, for once per turn. Kamehameha may also perform this action as a reaction to taking heat. This can count as teleporting after or before attack. In a sense, Kamehameha is reverse Sun Tzu, where Sun Tzu can do everything with its teleport. Kamehameha can move fast with its teleport, and not much else with it. The core power essentially, temporarily allows Kamehameha to go even further beyond. No longer you need to move or boost to teleport, you can even do it as a reaction against attack now, technically, massively expanding Kamehameha capability but in those brief moments. As for the rest of its license, you can also get Spotlight Marksman Rifle and Passive Radiators in the first section. Spotlight Marksman Rifle, target spotted and marked, it's a main loading rifle that generates 2 heat upon firing, with somewhat long range and okay damage, but primarily, it's made for one thing, on crit, something quite easy to do with rifle weapons thanks to crackshot. Your target may not benefit from cover until the end of their next turn. In a sense, this weapon is quite similar to Black Spot, but instead of increasing accuracy, it decreases inaccuracy by making cover worthless, while also requiring loading, which is probably the hardest part to sell here. This weapon is definitely not for you to do damage with, it's for your allies to do damage with, a support weapon to keep an eye on your target. Passive Radiators, background cooling, when in danger zone, at the end of your turn, cool 1 heat, that's it, that's all it does. It costs 1 system point, and is basically a cheap automatic method to cool you down that's worth as much as it costs, but it will always work. Aside from Kamehameha frame itself, you can also get Ricochet Analysis Suite and Quake Charges in the second section. Ricochet Analysis Suite, bank that trick shot, is an, of all things, quick tech systems that lets you choose one size 1 ground terrain or object in sensor and mark it. You or your ally may shoot it and continue tracking range and line off the object in a new line of sight. This can only be done once, as the marked object has been altered. As its name implied, this systems lets you ricochet off object to shoot targets at a new angle. The fact that it's a quick tech gives it both strength and weakness. A frame with longer sensor can now perform trick shot a mile away but not so much for a frame with short sensor range, and if you get jammed, this system is now a paperweight. Still, plenty useful. Quake Charges, Quake before your explosive power, is a limited grenade systems that costs 1 heat to activate with 2 options as with always. First, no clip grenade. These grenades don't need line of sight or a path directly to target. All characters within the blast must pass a system save or take 1d3 plus 1 damage, half on success. Second, Telefrag Mine. This mine activates when a character enters range 3 of it, it then teleports to a space within range 3 and detonates. All characters within blast must pass a system save or take 2d3 plus 2 damage, half on success. In a sense, the Quake Charges are just micro Kamehameha, just with more explosions. Both options lets you blow up people even behind layers of wall. The mine just takes longer for bigger boom, which is very funny. What makes it even funnier is that the Telefrag Mine doesn't specify that it must teleport to the one triggering it and then explode, meaning you can step on the mine yourself and blow some unfortunate fellow in range 3 up. Absolutely hilarious. In the final section, you get Orion Class NHP and Precision Steamer Plasma Rifle. Orion Class NHP, shoot that boy real good, is a systems that gives your mech the AI tag and the Orion protocol, which, upon activation as a protocol, gives control to your mech and gains several benefits, like all loading weapons having +1 accuracy, and for once per round after reloading, you may immediately use a quick tech, as free action I think. The NHP will use all actions to shoot and reload all your loading weapons, move closer to hostile when there's no hostile in range, and can use quick tech just to make enemies easier to hit. You will only retain enough control to overcharge, or to shut down the NHP as a protocol, which will stun you until the start of your next turn. This effect lasts until reactor stress or all enemies are 6 feet under, at which point the NHP will shut down the frame. Take 1 heat at the end of your turn while this protocol is active. Orion is essentially Seekomet but you perform MLG trick shot all the time instead, and also you want loading weapons for this NHP to function. The increased accuracy will improve your damage potential, and the free quick tech will be very helpful too, but you do lose control of your mech so, it depends on what you want at the moment. Lastly, there's Precision Steamer Plasma Rifle. You all know what this is really called. It's a heavy loading rifle that's also accurate but has a hefty 3 heat cost to fire, with long range, decent damage, and 1 burn. On attack, the path your shot took to the target becomes soft cover until the start of your next turn. In essence, it's a heavy that lets you move forward with cover after firing it, though considering it's a line, you don't exactly have much space to move unlike Daisy Cutter Massive Cloud. At least it's very accurate though. Missing isn't gonna be a problem here. And that's basically it on Kamehameha, a frame all about teleporting around its foes until their heads spin and shoot them apart. Its license is full of tools to shoot until your foes have no options left but to perish or to hit them from where they least expect it. keeping your enemies guessing even till the end. Anyway, that's all for now, and I will see you all next time. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe and click that notification bell button. If you want to see the videos early as well as further support my channel, you can join in my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.